here to talk. The BC Lions is one of the hosts, the panelists on the Let's Talk CFL podcast. We're going to bring in Charles Cliff. Charles, how are we doing this afternoon?
I'm good, Ryan. How are you?
Good, thank you. I appreciate you joining me on No Credentials Required, part of our CFL preview.
Well, I'm glad to be here. Glad to help out.
All right, so we'll start off in. Let's go back to 2021. We're going to go in the Wayback Machine, go to 2021. And if you have one word to describe your BC Lions in 2021, which word would it be and why?
Inconsistent, because in the short 14-game season, because of COVID, obviously, the BC
Mhm.
Lions were kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. If you look at the BC Lions 2021 season, it started off very well. In fact, they won 4 of their 6 games. And then there's game number 7, where they're up against the Saskatchewan Roughriders, and they led the entire game until there was about 8 seconds left, and Cody Fajardo on a 1-yard sneak scores a touchdown, and that just kind of set the BC Lions into a tailspin.
Mhm.
They only won 1 game the rest of the way. They lost a close game in overtime to the Toronto Argonauts. So a good first 6 games, and then the last 8 were not so good. In fact, they were kind of disastrous because there were a few blowouts in that game. So it was a very an encouraging start and a very disappointing ending.
Now let's put 2021 in a vault. We'll have our top men look after him. But let's go to 2022.
Mhm.
What's got you and other BC Lions fans excited for 2022?
Well, I think the big thing, and it's not just the BC Lion fans, that I think fans right across the CFL is going to really want to see what the progress of Nathan Rourke is going to be. It's been a very rare thing for a Canadian starting CFL quarterback. In fact, the last regular one was Russ Jackson, who played back in the 60s and the 70s.
Mhm.
Nathan Rourke was anointed the starter for the BC Lions upon Michael Riley's retirement.
Mhm.
So it's really kind of uncharted territory for quite a long time. And Nathan Rourke had a very good college career in Ohio. He was a 2-time winner of the John Cornish Trophy, but there's always been that kind of stigma with Canadian quarterbacks, even
Mhm.
here in the CFL. He did show very good flashes last year. He didn't play a lot last year. He was that surprise starter in the season opener in Saskatchewan, and had a bit of a rough patch early on, but started to settle in. So he had some spot work throughout the year with Riley going down with injuries a few times, and he actually started the final game against the Edmonton Elks at the end of the season and played very well and was actually named the CFL Offensive Player of the Week. So
Mhm.
people are hoping that they can take that performance and build off of it. He looked pretty good in the preseason game last week against Saskatchewan. So I think that's really something that all of us BC Lions fans are very much interested in seeing how it progresses.
Are BC Lions fans excited for a full 18-game season of Lucky Whitehead?
I can't say no, because this guy was spectacular last year, right from the get go. I believe he had 2 or 3 80 or 70 plus yard touchdowns, which is a rarity. But this guy is the total package. He's fast, he can
Mhm.
catch, he's great on kick returns, and even off the field, he's entertaining. He's kind of a flamboyant guy. So he's a guy that I think all BC Lions fans and all fans in the league in general are probably going to be excited to watch.
Now, on the flip side, we got things that we're excited about. I want to talk about. Let's talk about things that BC Lions fans are kind of concerned about. What are some BC? What are you and other BC Lions fans concerned about for this season?
Right now, I would say that it would be the lines on both sides of the ball, both the
Mm.
offensive line and the defensive line. The offensive line has been an adventure, so to speak, for the last 2 to 3 years. If we remember going back to the 2019 season before COVID, it was a rough ride. Michael Riley was getting buried over and over again. They were somewhat improved in 2021, but they still had some issues there. And on the flip side of the ball, the defensive line. Now, the Lions were not a great team at getting pressure on the quarterback last year. That's something that really needs to be improved on this year, because the Lions, if you look on paper, they've got a great looking secondary with the addition of Delvin Breaux into that secondary. They've got a
Mhm.
very good linebacking core with Bola Cumbo and Lucius Purifoy coming back. They've got Jordan Williams on the defense, who is the reigning CFL Rookie of the Year. But the defensive line is the big question mark right now, along with the offensive line for the BC Lions.
All right. So, who is one player that fans across the league should keep their eye on in terms of the BC Lions this year? Who's one person you got your eye on who also others should look at as well?
Uh, Slot back, Javon Katoy, a Canadian slot back, played his junior football here in BC with the Langley Rams. Was a rookie in 2019, took baby steps, showed further improvement in 2021. I think could very well be a breakout year this year. This guy is big. He's a nice big receiver, 6'3", so he's a big target for Nathan Rourke. He's got speed, and when he's running with the ball, he was a very strong runner. So I think he's a guy that can take the next step for the Lions in 2022.
As someone who does play CFL fantasy ever so often, I'll definitely keep that name in mind for sure. Now,
Yep.
in terms of wins, what is your ceiling and what's your floor for this BC Lions team?
Again, how Nathan Rourke goes, I think, is how the BC Lions are going to go. I could see the Lions if Nathan Rourke continues to build on his rookie performance and progresses the way he should. I honestly could see this BC Lions team winning 10 or 11 games. I don't think that's completely out of the realm of possibility. They'll need to do some things. Like I said, the line play on both sides of the ball are going to have to be good. If it struggles and the offensive line continues to be a problem, it could be a bit of a longer year in BC. It could be a 4 to 6 win team this year. I'm hoping that's not the case, and it could go either way. So it's really interesting. So literally, it could be a 4 or 5 win season, or I think it could be a 10 or 11 win season. It's all if the stars align. It could be a much better season than a lot of people are thinking it could be.
All right, Charles, I want to thank you for your time. Where can people find you, and where can people find the Let's Talk CFL podcast?
Well, we have, of course, like you just said, the Let's Talk CFL podcast, which can be downloaded anywhere where podcasts can be downloaded. iTunes, I believe Podbean. I think we're still on Stitcher, so there. And then you can also find us with the podcast. We also have the Let's Talk CFL Facebook group
Hey,
on Facebook, and we have Let's Talk groups for all 9 CFL teams. So, in fact, I think we even have one for the Atlantic Schooners, even though they don't exist yet. But
nice.
yeah, so you can find that and you can search that in Facebook, and we've got groups for right across Facebook.
All right, Charles Cliff, panelist for the Let's Talk CFL podcast. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.